In the dim glow of the university gym's locker room, after everyone else had left, Coach Jordan pressed me against the cold metal lockers, her lips crashing into mine with a desperation that shattered everything I thought I knew. My heart raced as her wedding ring caught on my shirt and fell to the floor with a clink that echoed like a gunshot, marking the moment my world tilted off its axis. I, Alex Rivera, 22-year-old track star hiding my own truths, had just crossed a line that would unravel lives, including my own. That kiss wasn't planned. It was the culmination of months of tension, stolen glances during grueling practices, and late-night conversations that veered too close to personal territory. Jordan Hayes, my coach, was a force, tall, athletic, with sharp features and an unyielding stare that could motivate or intimidate in equal measure. At 35, she was married to a prominent local businessman, the picture of suburban perfection in our mid-sized Ohio town. But beneath that facade, I sensed cracks, vulnerability she only revealed to me. The next morning, I woke up in my dorm room, the memory burning like a fresh bruise. My roommate, Mia, was still asleep, oblivious to the storm brewing inside me. I stared at my phone, half expecting a message from Jordan apologizing or denying it happened. Nothing. Practice that afternoon was torture. She barked orders as usual, her voice steady, but her eyes avoided mine. When the team dispersed, she called me back. "Rivera, stay behind. We need to talk about your form." In her office, the door clicked shut, and the air thickened. "What happened last night can't happen again," she said, her voice low, but her hands trembled as she gripped the desk. I nodded, but my chest ached. "Why did it happen at all?" I asked, stepping closer. She sighed, running a hand through her short-cropped hair. "Because I've been lying to myself for years. My marriage. It's not what it seems. But Alex, you're my student. This could ruin everything for both of us." I left her office conflicted, my mind racing. Back home for the weekend, my family's conservative Catholic values loomed like shadows. My parents, immigrants from Mexico, had sacrificed everything for my education and athletic scholarship. Dad worked 2 jobs. Mom prayed the rosary daily. Coming out to them wasn't an option, not yet. But Jordan's kiss had ignited something undeniable. A spark of identity I'd suppressed since high school crushes on girls that I dismissed as phases. Over the next weeks, we danced around the attraction. Extra training sessions turned into confessions. Jordan admitted her marriage was loveless, an arrangement to please her evangelical parents who disowned her brother for being gay. "I thought I could fake it," she whispered one evening as we sat on the bleachers after dark. "But meeting you, it's like waking up." I shared my fears too, the pressure to be the perfect daughter, the scholarship that demanded focus, the societal whispers about those kinds of relationships in our sports world. Yet the pull was magnetic. One night, after a big meet where I shattered my personal record, we celebrated alone in her car. Her hand found mine, and we drove to a secluded park. There under the stars she kissed me again, softer this time, full of promise. But guilt shadowed every moment. "What about your husband?" I asked. "He's away on business. And honestly, he knows something's off, but we don't talk about it." Her words hung heavy. A moral quandary I couldn't ignore. Was I the other woman? The homewrecker? As our secret deepened, cracks appeared. Teammates noticed my distractions, my time slipped. Mia confronted me. "You're acting weird. Is it Coach Hayes? She's always keeping you late." I denied it, but the lie tasted bitter. Then Jordan's husband, Mark, showed up unexpectedly at practice. He was charming, all smiles, but his eyes scanned the field suspiciously. Later, Jordan confessed he'd found a text from me, innocent but enough to spark questions. The confrontation came swiftly. That night, in their upscale home on the outskirts of town, Mark accused her of infidelity. "Is it one of your athletes?" "A girl?" he spat, his voice laced with disgust. Jordan denied it at first, but the argument escalated. He threatened divorce, exposure, everything that could destroy her career. She called me in tears, begging me to stay away. "I can't do this to you, Alex. You're too young for this mess." But I couldn't let go. I showed up at her door the next day, heart pounding. Mark was gone, but the house felt like a battlefield. We argued, me pushing for honesty, her retreating into fear. My family would cut me off. The university has policies. And your parents would never understand. Her words stung, highlighting the chasm between us. Her established life versus my budding one. In the midst of this turmoil, my own family pressures mounted. Mom noticed my mood swings during a family dinner. "Mija, what's wrong? Is it a boy?" she asked, hopeful. I choked on the lie, saying it was school stress. But Dad's stern gaze suggested he suspected more. "Focus on your future, Alex. Don't let distractions ruin it." His words echoed Jordan's fears, amplifying my internal conflict. Was love worth the risk? As weeks turned to months, our relationship became a tightrope walk. Stolen moments in hidden spots, whispered promises. But betrayal loomed. One teammate, jealous of my favoritism, started rumors. "Coach Hayes plays favorites with Rivera. Wonder why?" The whispers spread, reaching the athletic director. Jordan was called in for a meeting. She downplayed it, but the scrutiny intensified. Then the ultimate test, my big championship race. I needed her guidance, but the tension distracted me. During warm-ups, she pulled me aside. "You can do this. Forget everything else." But I couldn't. I faltered, finishing fourth, my worst performance. In the aftermath, blame flew. Teammates side-eyed us. Parents questioned. That night, Jordan made a decision. "We have to end this," she said, tears streaming. "It's hurting you." I begged her not to, but she was resolute. The pain was excruciating. A raw wound of rejection. I lashed out, accusing her of cowardice. "You're choosing fear over us." She nodded, broken. "Maybe I am. But it's for your sake." The separation was agony. I threw myself into training, but the void persisted. Family dinners became interrogations. Mom pushed me toward church youth groups, hinting at finding a nice boy. The societal weight crushed me. Billboards preaching traditional values, friends gossiping about deviant lifestyles. I questioned everything. Was my attraction wrong? Was Jordan's marriage a shield or a prison? Months passed in a blur of isolation. I avoided the gym, requesting a transfer to another coach, citing personal reasons. The athletic department approved it quietly, but rumors festered. Jordan threw herself into work, her practices more grueling than ever. We passed each other in halls like strangers, each glance a dagger. But fate intervened. At a university fundraiser, our paths crossed unavoidably. Mark was there, arm around her, playing the doting husband. Seeing them together ignited jealousy I couldn't suppress. Later, in the bathroom, Jordan cornered me. "I miss you," she whispered. "Every day." The admission cracked my resolve. We slipped away to a quiet corner, talking for hours. She revealed more. Her marriage was arranged post-college to appease family expectations. I never loved him that way. But coming out now, it would destroy my parents. They're elderly, conservative. Her vulnerability stirred empathy, but also anger. "So you'll live a lie forever?" I challenged. She shook her head. "I don't know. But being with you showed me what's possible." That night, we reignited the flame, vowing to be careful. But caution proved elusive. Texts turned intimate. Meetings clandestine. The risks escalated. My new coach noticed my divided attention. "Rivera, get your head in the game or you're off the team." Grades slipped. Professors emailed concerns. At home, Dad found a hidden photo of Jordan and me from a team event. Innocent but telling in context. "Who's this woman? Why do you look at her like that?" he demanded. I stammered excuses, but suspicion took root. Jordan faced her own battles. Mark hired a private investigator, suspecting an affair. One evening, he confronted her with evidence. Photos of us in the park. "It's a woman? You're disgusting," he yelled. The fight turned ugly. He threatened to out her to the university, her family. Jordan called me in panic. "He knows. Everything's falling apart." I rushed to her, finding her bruised, not physically but emotionally. We decided to face it together. "Tell him the truth," I urged. She did, admitting her feelings. Mark stormed out, filing for divorce the next day. Relief mixed with terror. Jordan's parents were notified. They disowned her immediately, cutting off financial support. "You're no daughter of mine," her father said over the phone, his voice cold. The fallout rippled. The university launched an investigation into inappropriate relationships. Jordan was suspended pending review. Teammates divided, some supportive, others accusatory. You seduced her, one snarled at me. I defended us, but doubt crept in. Had I pushed too hard? Was this love or destruction? Society's judgment amplified the pain. Local news picked up the story. College coach in scandal with student athlete. Comments online were vicious, homophobic slurs, moral condemnations. My parents saw it. Mom wept, Dad raged. How could you do this to us? To our family name. They demanded I end it, threatening to pull support. Choose us or her. The choice tore me apart. Jordan, now jobless and isolated, leaned on me. But the pressure mounted. Friends distanced themselves. Scholarships were jeopardized. In a moment of weakness, I confided in Mia, who betrayed me by telling the dean, out of concern. The investigation intensified. Subpoenas issued. Amid the chaos, a turning point. Jordan's brother, long estranged, reached out. I went through this. You don't have to hide. His support bolstered her, but for me the internal war raged. Was pursuing this worth the wreckage? The moral dilemma haunted. Loyalty to family versus self-truth. One night, in a cheap motel hiding from prying eyes, we confronted the reality. We've hurt so many, Jordan said. Is it worth it? I held her unsure. But love persisted, defiant. The investigation dragged on, a relentless grind of interviews and accusations. I sat in sterile offices, recounting our story under scrutiny. It was consensual, I insisted. We're adults. But ethics boards debated power dynamics, coach and athlete, age difference. Jordan faced graver charges, potential misconduct. Her divorce proceedings added fuel. Mark, vindictive, leaked details to the press. Headlines screamed betrayal. Wife leaves husband for female student. Protests formed outside the university. Conservative groups decrying moral decay. Counter-protests supported LGBTQ rights, turning our personal turmoil into a public spectacle. My family's reaction was a slow burn. Mom prayed incessantly, begging me to repent. Dad issued an ultimatum. Come home, end this nonsense, or you're on your own. I chose independence, moving in with Jordan temporarily. But her apartment, once a sanctuary, felt like a cage. Bills piled up. She job hunted fruitlessly, blacklisted in coaching circles. Internal conflicts deepened. Jordan questioned her choices. I gave up everything for what? A fling. I reassured her, but doubts mirrored mine. Had I romanticized rebellion? Society's lens distorted us, predator and victim, rather than equals in love. A breakthrough came via therapy, mandated by the university. In sessions, I unpacked suppressed feelings, childhood hints of attraction, buried under cultural norms. Jordan confronted her repressed identity, mourning lost years. But therapy also highlighted damages. My stalled career, her shattered reputation. Betrayal struck again. A former teammate seeking spotlight sold our story to a tabloid. Details twisted, alleging manipulation. Public outrage surged. Threats arrived. We barricaded ourselves, paranoia setting in. In this isolation, we grew closer yet fractured. Arguments erupted over blame. You pursued me, Jordan accused. I was vulnerable, I countered. You kissed me first. The cycle of hurt intensified, each lashing out from pain. Family interventions loomed. My parents ambushed me at a coffee shop. Think of your siblings. This scandal taints them. Tears flowed, guilt gnawed. Jordan's mother called once, pleading. Come back to God. This isn't you. Rejection stung, fueling resolve but also despair. As the hearing approached, stakes heightened. Testimonies varied, supporters praised our authenticity. Detractors condemned ethics. I testified, voice steady. Love isn't wrong. Hiding it is. Jordan echoed, but vulnerability showed. The verdict. Jordan fired. No charges but career over. I retained my scholarship but with probation. Victory felt hollow. We emerged battered, questioning if survival equated happiness. Post-hearing, we relocated to a bigger city, seeking anonymity. Jordan found menial work. I transferred schools. But scars lingered. Social media haunted, old friends unfollowing, new ones wary. A moment of awakening. At a Pride event, surrounded by stories like ours, I felt community. Jordan too, tentatively embracing identity. But the cost, lost family, careers, weighed heavy. Yet doubts persisted. Was our love redemptive or destructive? The moral gray area blurred lines. In Chicago we rebuilt piecemeal. Jordan waitressed, her athletic prowess reduced to carrying trays. I enrolled in a new university, track team welcoming but cautious. Distance from Ohio offered breathing room. But emotional baggage traveled with us. Family ties frayed further. My parents cut contact after I refused conversion counseling. Siblings messaged sporadically, torn between loyalty and love. Jordan's brother became our lifeline, offering advice. Healing takes time. Forgive yourselves. But forgiveness proved elusive. Nightmares plagued me, reliving the kiss, the fallout. Jordan withdrew, depression creeping. I ruined your life, she murmured. I denied it, but resentment simmered. Had she not been married, perhaps avoidance. Societal pressures evolved. In the liberal city, acceptance abounded, but internalized shame lingered. At work, Jordan faced subtle discrimination. Co-workers whispering. I encountered it in dorms. You're that girl from the scandal? Isolation bred paranoia. A new conflict arose. Jordan's ex-husband sued for alimony, dragging us back to court. Testimonies revisited wounds. Mark painted her as deceitful. We countered with truth. The judge ruled fairly, but the process exhausted us. Amid legal battles, personal growth emerged. I majored in psychology, drawn to understanding trauma. Jordan volunteered at LGBTQ centers, finding purpose in advocacy. These steps fostered awakening, but at what price? Betrayal resurfaced. An old teammate contacted me, apologizing for rumors, but only to extract gossip for a podcast. Trust shattered anew. We argued, see? This never ends. Jordan yelled. Reconciliation followed, but fractures deepened. Moral dilemmas intensified. Friends questioned. Was leaving her marriage right? I defended, but inwardly wavered. Family values clashed with personal truth. Duty versus desire. A pivotal moment. My mother's health scare. Dad called. She had a stroke. Come home. I flew back, Jordan staying behind. At the hospital, Mom whispered. I miss my daughter. Tears bridged gaps, but conditions loomed. Leave that lifestyle. I refused, leaving heartbroken. Back in Chicago, Jordan comforted me, but the incident highlighted divides. Maybe we need space, she suggested. Panic surged, separation loomed. Instead, we committed deeper therapy together, unpacking layers. Revelations. Jordan's fear of abandonment stemmed from childhood. Mine from cultural expectations. Progress was slow. I excelled in races again, channeling pain into power. Jordan pursued certification in counseling, turning scars into strength. But society reminded us of stakes. A hate crime nearby shook us, reminder of vulnerabilities. We marched in protests, voices joining choruses for change. Yet the internal storm raged. Was our union a triumph or tragedy? The answer eluded. Years blurred into routine, but undercurrents churned. At 25, I graduated, job in sports psychology secured. Jordan, 38, thrived as a counselor for queer youth. Her story inspiring. We shared an apartment, life stabilizing. Family reconciliations tentative. My parents visited once, awkward but civil. We don't understand, but we love you, Mom said. Dad nodded silently. Jordan's parents remained distant, but her brother hosted holidays. Yet, past shadows lingered. A documentary on athlete scandals featured us anonymously. Watching triggered regressions. Did we make the right choices? Jordan asked. Debates ensued. Ethics of affairs, impacts on innocence. A new trial, Jordan's mentee. A teen struggling with identity, mirrored our past. Guiding her, Jordan confronted her own hypocrisies. I tell her to be true, but I hid for years. Guilt resurfaced. For me, professional challenges arose. A client recognized me. You're from that story. How can you advise on integrity? Credibility questioned, I defended. From experience comes wisdom. Social dynamics shifted. Friends married traditionally, we pondered our future. Should we wed? I proposed. Jordan hesitated. After my marriage failed? The discussion unearthed fears, commitment as trap. Betrayal struck subtly. A colleague flirted with Jordan, testing boundaries. She rebuffed, but the incident sparked jealousy. Do you regret us? I accused. Honesty prevailed. No, but the pain. Sometimes. Awakening deepened. At a conference, I spoke on LGBTQ athletes' mental health, sharing redacted truths. Applause validated, but vulnerability exposed. Moral quandaries persisted. Society evolved, laws protected, but prejudices endured. A family wedding invited us as friends. We declined, prioritizing authenticity. In quiet moments, love reaffirmed. Picnics echoed early days minus secrecy. But costs tallied. Lost opportunities strained relations. A climax brewed. My father's apology letter. I was wrong. Come home with Jordan. Tears flowed. Bridges mended tentatively. Yet doubts whispered. Had our path justified the wreckage? Stability fractured anew. Jordan's job promotion required relocation to California. It's a fresh start, she urged. But I hesitated. Roots in Chicago, career budding. The decision loomed, echoing past choices. Arguments intensified. You're holding us back, she accused. No, you're running again. I retorted. The rift widened, therapy sessions charged. Family weighed in. My parents supported the move. Build your life. Jordan's brother cautioned. Don't sacrifice for each other. In the midst, a health scare, my injury during training sidelining me. Jordan nursed me, roles reversing. Vulnerability fostered intimacy, but resentment bubbled. If not for the scandal, I'd be competing professionally. Reflection deepened. Journaling unpacked journeys, from that fateful kiss to present resilience. Growth evident, but at immense cost. Society's mirror reflected progress. Pride parades larger, laws inclusive. Yet, personal tolls, emotional scars, lost connections, question worth. Reconciliation culminated. We compromised, moved together. I freelance remotely. Packing boxes, we reminisced. Despite everything, I choose you again, Jordan said. Settlement in California brought sunshine, literal and metaphorical. New communities embraced. Families visited more. But closure evaded. At a beach sunset, Jordan proposed. Marry me. Let's rewrite our story. Acceptance came, rings symbolizing renewal. Not the one that fell years ago. Wedding small, attended by reconciled kin. Vows acknowledged pains. Through betrayals and awakenings, we choose love. Post-honeymoon, life normalized. Careers flourished. Advocacy continued. Yet, the narrative's essence lingered. A tapestry of decisions, consequences. In the end, was defying norms and enduring the fallout the righteous path? Or did the collateral damage to families and selves tip the scales toward moral regret?